This is an iHeart podcast.
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this, those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey, they were run by Garland, they were run by Biden, and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Tuesday morning. Nice to have you with us on the 47 Morning Update. And we've got two major stories we're covering this morning. You want to know just how bad the number of sex offenders are where you live? Well, this is exactly what President Trump talked about, getting rid of the worst among us that are illegal immigrants. ICE has arrested over 200 illegal alien child sex offenders in one city alone over the past 6 months. Not the country, but in one city alone. I'm going to tell you that story coming up in just a moment. I also want to talk about Donald Trump's promise to clean up waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, you may remember back in 2012, there was a scam. It was called the Obama phone scam. You may remember a woman saying she's going to vote for Obama because he gives her a free phone. Well, now a CEO is headed to prison and must pay a $128 million fine after defrauding the government, and it deals with exactly that. Those Obama phones are still around. But first, I got to ask you a question. Are you one of those that's just so tired of giving your money to radical left, woke companies that actually are fighting against your values every day? Well, there are certain bills that you pay every month that if you can go with a conservative company, why not do it? In fact, why not go with a conservative company that actually takes part of your bill every month that you're going to pay to somebody, and they give it back to organizations that support your First and your Second Amendment rights, that support the rights of unborn children, that stand with our military, our first responders, and so many wounded warriors that need help. Well, that bill I'm talking about is your cell phone bill. And I've been telling you for a long time about Patriot Mobile, but there's no better time to switch than right now. Not only does Patriot Mobile operate on all three major networks in this country, yeah, all three. That means you get the same great coverage you're used to right now. But you also make a difference with every call you make and every text you make. And why would you want to give your money to Big Mobile? Big Mobile has been giving big donations to Democratic causes, Democratic candidates, and radical left organizations. I'm talking about organizations that actually support abortion. That is why I want you to switch right now to Patriot Mobile. Go ahead and make the switch, and it's so easy. All you have to do is simply call Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team from the comfort of your home or your office, and they'll have you activated in minutes. And if you're still locked in a contract, not a problem. Patriot's Mobile contract buyout program covers up to $500 per device. Keep your same number, keep your phone, or upgrade to a new one. So back to my point. What are you waiting for? Call Patriot Mobile today and make a difference every single day with every call you make. PatriotMobile.com/Ferguson. That's PatriotMobile.com/Ferguson or 972-PATRIOT. And if you use the promo code Ferguson, you're going to get a free month of service on top of that. PatriotMobile.com/Ferguson or 972-PATRIOT. That's PatriotMobile.com/Ferguson or 972-PATRIOT. It's the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
I want to talk about some new news and data that is coming out that is going to shock or should shock every American. Unfortunately, the media is refusing to cover it. ICE arrests are happening at record pace, and it's not just random people. ICE has now arrested over 200 illegal alien child sex offenders in the Houston, Texas area alone. I want to say that again. ICE has arrested over 200 illegal alien child sex offenders in Houston alone. Not the country, not the state of Texas, in one city. This coming from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, saying saying it this way. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has arrested 214 illegal aliens for immigration offenses in the Houston area who have been charged or convicted of a sex offense involving a minor. The 214 arrests were more than the Houston field office arrested during the entire 2024 fiscal year, when officers there arrested 211 illegal aliens charged or convicted of child sex offenses. The surge in arrests over the last 6 months of illegal aliens charged with or convicted of child sex offenses is a direct result of a whole-of-government approach implemented under the Trump administration that has now led to the establishment of multi-agency targeting teams in each area of responsibility. Now, these teams conduct daily enhanced immigration enforcement operations targeting the worst of the worst criminal aliens, something that the president promised when he was running for president, and yes, making good on that promise. They are targeting the worst of the worst criminal aliens for one reason: arrest, and then the second reason is removal. In Southeast Texas, those efforts have resulted in an increase in arrests of all, quote, dangerous criminal aliens, leading to safer communities, stronger national security, and enhanced border security as well. Saying this, bringing together the resources and expertise of the entire federal law enforcement community to confront the overwhelming surge of illegal immigration that we saw over the past 4 years has resulted in the arrest and removal of historic numbers of violent criminal aliens, transnational gang members, and child sex offenders. That is what ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations Houston Acting Field Director Paul McBride said in a statement. He continued by saying this: while we still have a long way to go to truly get this crisis under control, the strides we have made in just the last 6 months to make our local communities safer are substantial, and our officers continue to work tirelessly every day to get the worst of the worst criminal aliens out of Southeast Texas to return our communities to places we can all enjoy. Now, among the illegal aliens that were charged or convicted of a child sex offense who were arrested by the ICE Houston field office in the past 6 months, here are some of the worst. A man by the name of Jesus Coutirez. He was a 67-year-old, 3-time deported criminal alien from Mexico. He was arrested March the 28th and has been convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child. He's also been convicted of driving while intoxicated. ICE removed the man to Mexico April the 4th. George Zebra, a 48-year-old criminal alien from Mexico, was arrested March the 21st. He's now been convicted of not 1 but 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault of a minor and sexual indecency with a minor. ICE has removed him to Mexico March the 24th as well. Manuel Antonio Castro, a 37-year-old, has also a rap sheet, twice deported criminal alien, this time from El Salvador. He was arrested July the 18th and has been convicted of sexual assault of a minor and twice for illegal reentry. He remains in ICE custody pending his 3rd removal to El Salvador. Jose Meza is a 40-year-old, 4-time deported criminal alien from Mexico who was yet again arrested June the 24th. He's been convicted of theft and sexual assault of a child. ICE removed the man to Mexico June the 25th. Sergio Rolando, a 45-year-old, 3-time deported criminal alien from Mexico who was arrested June the 12th, has been convicted of DWI and aggravated sexual assault of a child. He's been removed to Mexico July the 14th. Now, you look at the difference now between what's happening and over the last 4 years. Federal law enforcement agencies have been contributed to the multi-agency targeting teams, including the Houston office of the FBI, the Houston office of the ATF, the Houston office of the DEA, and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, as well as the Diplomatic Security Services and the U.S. Marshal Service. You add in state and local law enforcement agencies that have also assisted ICE. You look at this, and this, I go back to what I said, is just in one city. 214 illegal aliens have been arrested for immigration offenses in the Houston area in the past 6 months, and they've been charged or convicted of sex offenses involving minors.
Now story number 2.
I want to take you back in history for just a moment. You may remember when President Donald Trump ran for office, one of the things he promised was he was going to clean up waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, when did our government get really big into waste, fraud, and abuse. A lot of it actually happened when President Barack Obama was in office because he understood that it's easier to buy votes than to convince people to vote for you for actual policy reasons. You may remember the perfect example of buying votes, a woman that became famous for her reason for voting for Barack Obama over a guy by the name of Mitt Romney. Now, let me be clear, I'm not advocating for voting for Mitt Romney for anything. We now know what a disaster he was. But at the time, he obviously was going to do a lot better job for this country than Barack Obama. Insert September the 26th of 2012, and the famous woman who loved her Obama phone.
Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a
gonna
phone?
do more.
How did he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on full stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Hey, I have a question. Okay, what's wrong with Romney again?
Romney, he sucks. Hey!
There it is. The woman made it clear. You can buy my vote. The Obama phone was real, and it was a way to buy votes. And the Democratic Party was giving out those Obama phones and free cell service each and every month. Well, fast forward to where we are today, and we know a lot more about how corrupt the program actually was. The Obama phones, it was also a big scam, and a Florida CEO is now headed to prison and has been ordered to pay $128 million in fines after, quote, defrauding the government. And we're also being told this may be the tip of the iceberg. The owner of a Florida telecommunications company will spend the next 5 years in prison. That's it. Only 5 years. And his firm must pay a hefty fine regarding the Obama phone scam. Q-Link Wireless LLC and its owner, identified as the CEO Isa Assad, previously pled guilty to conspiring to commit wire fraud and steal federal funds from the Lifeline program that originally began in the 1980s to offer home phone service to those that were in need so they could call 911. Well, the program offered subsidized cell phone service then to lower income people and then free phones. And in that 2012 video, you had that protester emerging outside a Mitt Romney event who claimed her neighborhood received an Obama phone. Everybody's got one, every minority. When asked why she supported Obama, the woman said everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phones. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone, he's going to do more. Now, this clip was really the first time many Americans ever heard about the abuse in this program. And the name Obama phone caught on after the video went viral. Some telecommunications companies with Lifeline contracts embraced the term as a marketing ploy. The government, by the way, did not. Go back to 2013. Breitbart News reported the opposition to the Lifeline program was growing as TracFone Wireless, the company that most benefited from the government subsidy, is now advertising on the Inside the Beltway News websites in an effort to quote-unquote save it. You go to the Fox article, and it now says that Assad was sentenced to prison, and he, along with his company, must pay $128 million in fines. In a press release on Friday, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida shared more details about the case and just how bad the fraud may be. Assad defrauded another federal government program that states the Paycheck Protection Program, also known as PPP, by making false statements about Q-Link's business. Congress, you may remember, created PPP, and it was filled with waste, fraud, and abuse during the COVID-19 pandemic to authorize forgivable loans to small businesses for job retention, as well as, quote, other expenses. Assad, the Q-Link's name, executed a fraudulent scheme to obtain and keep PPP proceeds. To further the scheme, Assad makes false statements about Q-Link's business, including a false claim that Q-Link's Lifeline reimbursement substantially decreased because of the pandemic. Assad then, in 2021, engaged in an unlawful financial transaction involving approximately $389,000 of those proceeds. Assad spent PPP loan proceeds on a Land Rover payment, his personal Amex card, jewelry, and personal property taxes. Assad was reportedly charged with murder several years ago CEO in connection with driving over a groundskeeper at his business, per another Fox article. He later pleaded no contest to misdemeanor culpable negligence and was slapped with 1 year probation and ordered to pay just a $125 fine, the outlet said. Proof, if you've got really good lawyers, you can get away with a hell of a lot. As for the Obama phone scam, Florida CEO at least is headed to prison and will pay, in theory, $128 million in fines for defrauding the American taxpayer. But is this program still going? Yes. Is the program still corrupt as hell? Yes. And is it time that the Trump administration look into it? You better believe it. And there's a very good chance that's exactly what's happening right now.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson Podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
This is an iHeart podcast.